Now for the Indians and the Texas Rangers, the lineup. For the Rangers, leading off, Bump Wills, the second baseman, batting at .314. Juan Beniquez will be in center field. He's hitting at .290. Dave May patrolling right field at .242 batter. The designated hitter is Willie Horton. Willie hitting at .283. Toby Harrah will be at third base, a batting average of .269. At first base, batting in the sixth spot is Mike Hargrove. He's hitting at .305. Left fielder, Tom Grieve. He's batting .185. Bert Campaneris will be at shortstop at .271 batting average. And batting ninth, doing the catching, is Jim Sundberg. Sundberg hitting at .238. For the Indians, leading off, Duane Kuiper, the second baseman. He's hitting at .262. Buddy Bell will be at third base at .302 batting average. Batting in the third spot, playing in center field, is Jim Norris. Norris sitting at .296. It'll be Bruce Bochte in the cleanup position. His batting average at .279. He'll be at first base. Andre Thornton, the designated hitter tonight. Andy batting at .151. He's had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. John Lowenstein in left field at .300 batting average. Batting seventh, the Indian right fielder, Paul Dade. He's hitting right at .300. Ray Fosse will handle the catching duties at .245 batting average. And batting ninth, playing at shortstop with a .204 batting average, is Frank Duffy. On the mound, it's 26-year-old Wayne Garland. Garland on here will be making his 13th appearance of the year, all as a starter. He's had 3 complete games, winning 2, losing 6, and he has an earned run average of 5. He pitched out a full game his last time out and was very, very effective. Unfortunately, he ran into some tough competition and lost a toughie. It'll be Buddy Bell now chatting with Garland as he gets set to go to work. For the Rangers tonight, Gaylord Perry, and we'll tell you more about Gaylord later on. The umpires, Russ Getz will call balls and strikes. At first base, George Maloney. Second base umpire, Terry Cooney. Third base umpire, Greg Koss. Well, standing in is Bump Wills, Joe Tate all ready, and here he is to tell you that it is
a beautiful night for baseball. Thank you, Herb. Good evening, everybody. And Wayne Garland throws the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike one.
Going to be on our best behavior tonight. The boss is here.
That is true.
Mr. Joseph Restapole.
Pitch to Wills, swing and a miss, and the count is 1-0-2.
He must be checking on John Fruita. He couldn't be checking on us.
Wills hitting at .314, 3 homers, 17 RBIs, and 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. Garland with the 0-2 pitch, and Wills wraps the ball back to Kuiper. Duane picks it up on over to Bochte at first, and there's 1 down. Wills grounding back to his opposite number, Duane Kuiper, 1 down, and here comes Juan Beniquez, the center fielder, hitting at .294, homers, 20 RBIs. Beniquez, 2 for 4 last night, including a home run, now has extended his hitting streak to 16 games in a row. Bochte at first, Kuiper at second, Duffy at short, Bell at third, Lowenstein in left, Norris in center, Dade in right. The catcher is Ray Fosse, and the right-hander Wayne Garland on the mound. 2-6 with an earned run average of 5. The pitch, ball 1, little low. Garland, 13 starts, counting this one tonight. He has 3 complete games. First to go this year against the Texas Rangers. Wind up on the pitch. Chop foul, third base side by Connie Ryan, the third base coach, and off the tarp, and the count evens out at 1-1. Dave May is on deck. Russ Getz, the home plate umpire, does a quick job with the whisk broom, and Garland again back to the rosin bag, gives it a touch and drops it. Wayne is ready. Here's the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Beniquez, broken bat bouncer in the hole. Duffy, the shortstop, gets it and throws it in time. 2 down. So Beniquez breaks his bat and bounces to shortstop. 2 away. Here's Dave May, the left-hand batting right fielder. May hitting at .242, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in, 1 for 4 last night with an RBI. He doubled homer run. Home run payoff inning tonight will be the 7th, home half of the 7th inning. Wind up, and the pitch, strike down the pipe, strike 1. Texas even on the year 27-27, the Indians 24-29. Wind up on the pitch, low, and the count is 1-1. On the wind up and the 1-1 pitch, there's a shot foul left side. Dave Bernstein just sent us a note, Herb, talking about last weekend. Remember the Fanagram quiz question? Where were we last weekend when they asked about
the no-hitter?
Anaheim? Said that, true, Ryan Reynolds Trucks and Vandermeer, but in 1965, Jim Maloney threw two, but he lost the second one in the 10th inning. But the Fanogram in Anaheim didn't see it that way. But that's true. Maloney did have 2 through 9, and then, of course, lost the second one in the 10th inning. 1-2 count to the left-hand batting Dave May. The pitch to him, and he hits a high fly ball to center field. Norris starts in, now backtracks a few steps and makes the catch. So in the first inning, it's 3 up, 3 down, and at the end of 1/2 inning of play, the Rangers nothing, and the Indians are coming to bat. He's made 12 starts with 5 complete games and 2 shutouts. Gaylord 2-1 against the Tribe last year, 3-2 against them lifetime. In 76, he was 15-14, and overall he has won 236 big league games and lost 193. Thanks to Ellen Madden of Malvern, Ohio, supplied us with a load of cookies. She wants to know why John Ellis isn't playing. John Ellis probably would like to know why John Ellis isn't playing.
I had a nice talk with John tonight, and he's not happy about not playing. He says, however, the Texas organization has treated him very fairly, and all he can do is keep in shape and hope to get some opportunity.
Say hi to Bob Smith, who's just home from the hospital, and Randy, David, Vicky, Donna, and Jenny, and Doris, all from Woolwick here, and they want to say hi to Grandma. Grandma, how are you? Home half of the first inning, Kuiper, Bell, and Norris for the Cleveland Indians. Duane, a left-hand batter, hitting at .262 with 14 RBIs at 0 for 4 last night. Ball game just getting underway here at the stadium. Gaylord looks in and gets the sign from Jim Sundberg. Here's the windup in the first pitch, and Kuiper takes a strike of the letters, strike 1. Hargrove at first, Wills at second, Campaneris at short, Harrah at third, Grieve in left, Beniquez in center, May in right, Sundberg catching, and right-hander Gaylord Perry on the mound. Winds it up. Here comes the strike 1 pitch to Kuiper. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Gaylord Perry, one of 3 pitchers in the history of the game that have won 100 or more games in each league.
Jim Bunning is another. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kuiper wraps it up the middle. Will, second baseman, backhands going to his right, turns and throws out Kuiper. 1 away as Kuiper bangs back to Wills, so that duel is even. Wills knocked a grounder back to Kuiper, and Kuiper turned around and bounced out to Wills.
And the other fellow who won more than 100 games in each league was a fellow named Cy Young. I don't think too many people ever heard him, right?
Cy Young. They ought to name an award after him.
They really should.
Buddy Bell, right-hand batter. Third baseman for the Tribe, hitting at .302, 5 homers, 27 RBIs, 0 for 3 in last night's game. He's been moved up into the number 2 spot in the order after batting number 5 for a while. Gaylord Perry just keeps on rolling along like Old Man River. Here's the windup and the pitch to Buddy, low and outside, ball 1.
He's a hard worker and a really outstanding competitor. He's one of those fellas when things get going a little rough for him, he just battles right back and works that much harder.
Gaylord looks in. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch to Buddy, and Bell takes a strike of the letters, and the count is 1-1. As soon as the sun goes down, the folks down around Williamston, North Carolina, will be dialing in to see how Gaylord's doing. Here's the windup and the 1-1 pitch to Buddy Bell. Swing and a miss, so the count is 1-2.
Gaylord twice now, Buddy has taken a little off that slider.
1-2 count, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the first inning, and there's no score. Home run payoff inning tonight will be the 7th inning. Now Perry is ready. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Buddy hits a high chop, third base side. Harrah waits for it to come down, and it rolls right on the chalk stripe. And stops there. Base hit.
Came the wrist right in the middle of the foul line. Or in this case, the fair line.
Well, that one just got on the chalk and stayed there. And Buddy Bell has a base hit. First hit of the ball game. Oh, a runner at first and 1 out, and the batter is Jimmy Norris, the center fielder. Norris hitting .296, 1 homer, 17 runs batted in, and 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Gaylord Perry looks in and gets the sign. Bell takes his lead at first. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and Norris takes low. Ball 1. Mike Hargrove holding the bag at first under the watchful eye of Rocky Calavito. Joe Nossick coaching at third. Perry leans, gets the sign from Sundberg. The stretch. Glance to first. The pitch to Norris. Pours another one a little low, and the count is 2-0. This is a 3-game set, and the third game will be contested tomorrow night at 7:30. Mike Marshall against Jim Bibby. Perry again looks in for the sign. The stretch. Bell leading at first base. Here's the pitch, and Norris takes a strike, and the count is 2-1. Indians will play an exhibition game over in Toledo on Thursday night and then come back for the weekend against the Detroit Tigers.
The owner of the Texas Rangers, Brad Corbett, is arriving at the ballpark.
The stretch. 2-1 pitch to Norris. He hits a high drive to center field. Beniquez going back at the fence. Reached up, caught it. Throws it back in. Bell running back to first base makes it safely. He got that one to within 1.5 feet of over the center field fence. 2 out.
He had run out of ballpark, and he just reached up and picked it out of the sky.
Bruce Bochte hitting .279, 2 homers, 18 runs batted in, and 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. A 1 out with a runner at first base. When I saw Beniquez turn and start back, you knew that ball had a chance. And it just about made it. Gaylord Perry ready to work on Bochte. Andre Thornton, the DH, tonight on deck. Here's the pitch to Bochte. He pops a fly ball into short left. Going out is Campaneris. Coming on, Tom Grieve. Left fielder makes the catch, and the inning is over. So in the first inning of play, no runs and a hit with a man left. And at the end of 1 inning of play, the Texas Rangers nothing, the Cleveland Indians nothing.
For the Texas Rangers, it'll be Willie Horton, Toby Harrah, and Mike Hargrove coming along to face Wayne Garland. No score. We've gone 1 inning.
And in Boston, Ralph Garr clobbers the home run for the White Sox, and they're off and running tonight. Willie Horton, right-hand batter, 283, 9 homers, 31 RBIs at 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Wind up on the pitch. Horton chops one foul back behind the plate. Strike 1. Down in Cincinnati tonight, Jim Cott will be pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies. And Freddie Norman for the Cincinnati Reds. Here it is Garland against Perry. No score, top of the second. Pitch to Horton, chopped foul again, and the count is strike 2. The Indians are hitting .262 as a team with 26 homers. The Rangers .268 as a team with 41 home runs. Rangers are 14-10 on the road. The Indians now 11-13 here at home, and Horton fouls another one to the screen, and it is still strike 2. The Mets failed in the first at Atlanta. Jackson Todd against Max Leon. Pitch to Horton, jammed him, and they checked with George Maloney, the first base umpire, and Horton got the swing stopped in time. And the count is 1-2. Now the look, the line to the 1-2 pitch to Horton. He hits one back to the shortstop. Duffy digs it out, throws across, low throw. Bochte digs it out. 1 away. Well, Willie Horton bounces out. That's the 4th man in a row retired by Wayne Garland, and it will bring on Toby Harrah. Toby Harrah hitting at .269, 8 homers and 28 RBIs. Jesse Jefferson pitching tonight for Toronto. And John Hiller will be going for the Detroit Tigers. First pitch, and Harrah drives one down the right field line. Fair ball headed into the bullpen. Bounces off the wall. Need to go get it in the corner. Harrah around second base. Puts on the brakes with a double. So with 1 out, Toby Harrah drills a double down the right field line into the Texas bullpen. That is the first hit of the ball game off Wayne Garland. And this will bring to bat Mike Hargrove, the first baseman. Hargrove, a left-hand batter. hitting at 305, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in, and 1 for 4 last night.
And Toby Harrah, Joe, seems to me that over the years, if you're going to pick out one guy on the Rangers who's given us a headache, it's been Toby Harrah.
Well, he's punched out a couple of home runs against us already this year. So Garland will work from the stretch for the first time. They're moving Norris now over a few steps to the left field side of straightaway center. Garland to stretch. Harrah leads at second. Here's the pitch to Hargrove. Blowing outside, ball 1. Well, the hits are even at 1. Fred Kinney coaching at first base and Connie Ryan at third base. Stretch by Garland. Look back, 1-0 pitch and a chop toward first. Bochte gets it, gonna flip to Garland in time to get Hargrove, and Harrah checks in at third base. 2 out. Leaves it up to Tom Grieve, the left fielder. Grieve hitting at 185, 4 homers, 10 runs batted in, and 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. On the top of the second, and there is no score. Wayne Garland against Gaylord Perry.
Oh, what a delightful night for baseball, huh?
For 71 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Garland stretches. Checks third. Here's the pitch to Grieve. There he has thoughts of the squeeze. Not the suicide squeeze, but the safety squeeze. Because the runner at third, Harrah, had not broken, and Grieve squared to bunt the ball, and it was low ball 1.
Trying to bunt his way on for base hit. Buddy barreled back.
Garland ready again. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. This time Grieve takes low and outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Top half of the second. A runner at third for the Texas Rangers and nobody out. And 2 out. And no score. Here's the stretch by Garland. Look to third. Pitch to Grieve. Steve Reich on the outside corner. 2-1. Can't beat Campaneris on deck. Garland. The stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. And a long drive to left field. Going back at the wall, Lowenstein, it is gone. Home run for Tom Grieve, and the ball is still going up the walkway between the grandstand and the bleachers, and Texas leads 2-0 on a blast over the 385 side. Tom Grieve's 5th home run of the year. And his RBI total goes from 10 to 12. Bert Campaneris, the right-hand hitting shortstop. Campy at 271, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, 1 for 3 last night, and it was a home run. Just made it inside the foul pole. Campy takes a strike 1. Wind up by Garland, the strike 1 pitch. Campaneris looked like he might bunt, took a pitch low. Count is 1-1. That for the Texas Rangers is their 42nd home run of the year, and the Indian pitching staff has now coughed up 54. Campaneris bounces at first base side. Bochte got it right on the bag for the out. Well, Campaneris bounces back to Bochte, and the inning is over, but the damage is done. 2 runs, 2 hits, and nobody left. At the end of an inning and a half, Texas 2, Cleveland 0. Jersey City, which won last night, was rained out tonight. That's the Indians Double-A Club, and in Sports Illustrated this week, there's a very interesting little article about Jersey, the Jersey City Indians. John Orsino, their manager, and bringing baseball back to Jersey City. In your days, did you ever play Jersey City?
We played an exhibition game there once. We played the Dodgers. They used to be a Dodger farm team, AAA club. I think we played an exhibition game there, many years ago.
Andre Thornton leads off for the second inning, takes low and outside, ball 1. Thornton, the designated hitter, hitting at 151, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, 1 for 8 against Texas in the series down in Texas. This is his second at bat in the last month. Wind up, and Perry throws. Thornton takes a strike, and the count evens up 1-1.
Gaylord Perry at 38 years old, still a pretty good fastball.
Well, Perry pulls at the bill of the cap, looks into Jim Sundberg for the sign. John Lowenstein is on deck. Texas has taken a 2-0 lead on a Grieve blast in the top of the second. Pitch to Thornton, chops the ball to third. Toby Harrah has it. From the edge of the grass throws. He is out. 1 down. Brings on John Lowenstein, the left fielder. Steiner, a left-hand batter, hitting at 300 right on the head with 5 runs batted in. Went 2 for 2 last night against Flyleven at half of the Indians' hits. Talking to Dick Reisenhuber about Gaylord, he said this year, when Gaylord has had trouble and has been beaten or knocked out, he's had to go back and get that extra stuff early, and as a result hasn't had the stamina to get through the full 9. He says where he has been tough is where he's been able to work more slowly in the early innings and then kind of build up to a faster conclusion. Gaylord Perry looks in for the sign from Sundberg, but wind up on the first pitch to Steiner. It's swing and a miss on a breaking ball, strike 1.
2 of his 5 wins have been shutouts.
Paul Dade is on deck. Oh, this is just another super night for baseball here at the stadium. Weatherman says it's going to stay this way for a while, too, so tomorrow night the Rangers again, and on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Detroit Tigers. Here's the strike 1 pitch to Steiner. Chops the ball by the mound. Bump Wills charging. He'll have to hurry. Grabs and throws low. Out!
Oh, no!
Oh, George Maloney. I don't know where he was looking. Lowenstein looked to have that one beaten. It was a low throw. Hargrove had to dig it out of the dirt, but Maloney says it was out, and out it is.
When the ball hit the glove, he wasn't even on the base.
Those are the 4-3 put out, 2 down. I'd like to have the instant replay camera they kept referring to out at Anaheim last weekend to take another look at that one.
Yes, sir.
Well, be that as it may, 2 outs and nobody on, and here comes Paul Dade, the right fielder, hitting at 300 right on the money. 16 runs batted in, took an 0 for 3 collar last night against Flyleven, but he had a lot of company. Indians could muster only 4 hits off Flyleven. Wind up on the pitch, and Dade takes a strike on the letters, strike 1. Wind up by Gaylord on the strike 1 pitch, and Dade takes low. Count is 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. We're in the home half of the second inning. Indians had a hit in the first on a big high chopper by Bell that died right on the third base line. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Dade chops it slowly. First base side of the mound. Gaylord dives. Can't get it. Wills tried the bare hand pickup. Couldn't get it either. Base hit. Gaylord gave it everything he had. He came off the mound and took a dive for the ball, but he got by it.
He sure did. He took a pretty good divot. Gaylord up. He's all right.
That is the second hit on Gaylord Perry. 2 infield hits. And here is Ray Fosse, the Cleveland catcher. Fosse hitting at 245, 3 homers, 13 RBIs at 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. Gaylord trying to put himself back together again out there on the mound. Taking a little extra time with his back turned to home plate, looking to the outfield, now looking down at the ball. Touches up the rosin bag. And Ray Fosse waiting. Now we're all set. Dade at first, 2 outs. Texas leads 2-0 on a 2-run homer by Tom Grieve in the top of the second inning. The stretch, look over to first base. Perry throws and Fosse takes outside. Ball 1.
Paul Dade with a pretty good lead off at first.
1-0 count on the right-hand batter. Perry looks in and gets the sign. Says no to 1, yes to the next. Here's the stretch. Dade with a lead at first base. Pitch to Fosse. Low, ball 2. Frank Duffy is on deck. The hits are even at 2, but the Texas Rangers have both of the runs. Now Perry looking for the sign. Dade leads at first base. Here's the pitch, and Fosse takes low, ball 3, 3-0. Up a little bit after that.
Pretty hard.
Perry Fosse. Low ball 4. So Fosse walks on 4 pitches, and the Indians put runners at first and second. They have already done something here tonight they were unable to do against Y11 last night. Get somebody at second base. Lead at second, Fosse at first, Frank Duffy in the batter. Frank hitting 204, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in, 1 for 3 last night. Duffy has started to hit the ball much more consistently since he's been in the lineup on an everyday basis, and also in the field. He leads all shortstops in the American League with a .988 fielding average. That's 5 points better than Bobby Grich, who is currently in the hospital with back problems. A stretch by Perry, and he steps back. The Indians are second in fielding in the American League. Third. Texas 983, Kansas City 91, and the Indians 98. It's the Duffy at first, ball strike at the strike one. 2 outs and 2 outs. Into the seats on the right, and the count is strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Sundberg batting, and we are in the top of the third. The Texas Rangers lead 2-0 on a Tom Grieve home run. Pitch to Sundberg, wrapped third base side and foul between the bag and the coach. Down to the ball boy, and the count still zipping 2. Scoreboard looks this way. The Mets and the Braves scoreless in the second. That's the only game going in the National League right now. White Sox 1-0 over Boston in the second. Milwaukee and Baltimore scoreless after 1. Pitch to Sundberg on a check swing ball, hit the bat and bounces foul behind home plate. And the count is still strike 2. Bump Wills is on deck. Wayne Garland. The windup. 0-2 pitch. Sundberg chops another foul down to the third base coach, Connie Ryan, and by him over to the end of the tarpaulin. Now to still strike 2. A double by Harrah and a 2-out home run to left by Tom Grieve, and that's been the scoring story in this game thus far. Wind up by Garland on the 0-2 pitch, and a pop-up foul first base side. Fosse over to the dugout. No chance in the seats. Still strike 2. Rocky Calavito, Harvey Haddix, Frank Robinson, all right there, ready to catch Fosse should he tumble down the dugout steps. Oh, 2 pitch. Sundberg drives another foul out of play to the right side. The count is still zipping 2. That one hits the upper deck and comes back downstairs. No balls and 2 strikes. Rick Manning again out of the lineup tonight with that bad back. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Sundberg. He hits it hard. Duffy off the glove. He went to his left, stabbed at it, and the ball hit his glove and rolls out into short center. Oh, a runner at first base and nobody out here in the third inning of play. Wait for the scoring on this one.
Well, Parr still had a base hit. I would think that ball was really smashed. Looked like it was taking off as Duffy reached for it.
Top of the order, Bump Wills bounced to the second baseman of the first inning.
Scored a hit.
A base hit for Jim Sundberg. That is the third Texas hit. Stretch by Garland. And the pitch. There's a shot into left, base hit. Lowenstein comes in, plays the ball down to second base, and turning there is Sundberg, and now there are runners at first and second, and nobody out.
Garland got the screwball up to Bum Wills, and he just hit it the other way.
Rangers with 2 out and nobody out. The batter is Juan Beniquez. Bounce to the shortstop, and we'll get warm-up action in the bullpen. Al Fitzmaurice. Buddy Bell comes into the mound to talk to Garland. Beniquez with a 16-game hitting streak on the line. time momentarily called. Beniquez steps back, looks over into the dugout to Frank Lucchese. We got a left-hander joining the right-hander, Don Hood. So Hood and Fitzmaurice are in the Indians' bullpen. 2 on and nobody out here in the third inning for the Rangers. The stretch by Garland. And they're looking for the bunt. He doesn't bunt. Line drive to Duffy. Throw back to first base. Bochte was off the bag. He took the throw but couldn't get back before Will slid in.
Bochte was moving in looking for the bunt. Just couldn't get back in time. He was further away from first than Wills was.
1 out. Frank Duffy stabbed that as the batter Beniquez crossed him up on the look for the bunt and splashed away at the ball and drove it right back at Duffy. Here's Dave May. Hit a fly ball to the center fielder in the first inning of play that ended that inning. Willie Horton is out on deck. Stretch by Garland, the pitch to May. It's a high drive to center field. Going back is Norris. It is gone. Home run. 5-0. That was a line drive that just did not come down till it was long gone. Dave May's second home run of the year. The designated hitter, Willie Horton. May ups his RBI total on the year to 15. First pitch to Horton. Foul ball, upper deck on the right, strike 1. Oh, the Texas Rangers have a 5-0 lead. Here's the pitch, and Horton hits a looper into right field. That'll drop for a hit. Dade comes in, plays the ball to the bounce. Willie is on. And here comes Toby Harrah. Fitzmaurice and Hood are in the bullpen.
I don't think Fitzmaurice is ready yet. They have not made any signs.
Now Fosse and Kuiper and Garland are all out on the mound together. And to give the relief corps as much time as possible to get heated up. Toby Harrah doubled into the right field corner. Now here comes Frank Robinson. And he calls for the left-hander. Don Hood will be brought into the ball game here in the third inning of play.
I think Fitzmaurice was ready.
They're calling for Don Hood, but Hood has not responded as yet. Now Jeff Torborg points to him and says, your turn. Well, Garland goes 2 1/3 innings. Gives up 6 hits. 2 of them home runs, 5 runs all earned. He's responsible for the man left at first. Neither struck out nor walked anyone. And the new pitcher will be Don Hood, and we'll tell you about Don right after we take this time out.
Take a dive this summer into a beautiful Aquastar pool from Aquastar Pools in Westerville. Aquastar Pools can construct the strongest and most beautiful swimming pools in Ohio, and they can make the luxury of owning their own pool a reality. Give them a call at 891-5856, or better yet, stop in at 6055 Westerville Road and see the actual pool installed. The folks at Aquastar don't just build a pool, they build a way of life. 10-year financing is available, and remember, they service what they sell. Call 891-5856 and call collect.
Hey, we've got success for sale at your Chrysler Plymouth deal.
And you'll find
Don Hood makes the scene, the 6'2", 180-pound left-hander from Florence, South Carolina. Don in the season, making his 15th appearance all out of the bullpen. His 1-1 has not lost. Earned run average of 3.21. 27-year-old left-hand has worked in 28 innings. Over that 28-inning span, allowed 23 hits. He's given up 10 earned runs, walked 13, struck out 17, and he'll face the Texas Rangers here in the third inning. Rangers on the long ball have gone on top 5-0. They have banged out a pair of home runs.
Well, Don Hood will work first to Toby Harrah, right-hand batter. Toby in the second inning smacked a double into the right field corner and rode home on Grieve's home run. White Sox won, Boston nothing at the end of 2 innings of play at Fenway. Hood looks in and gets the sign. looks to first base, and the pitch to Harrah is a curveball for a strike. Strike one. Bochte playing behind the runner at first base. The stretch by Hood. And the curveball floats high. The count is 1-1. Mike Hargrove is on deck. Texas Rangers came into Cleveland, Herb, moaning and groaning about their lack of punch. Wow.
Said they have not been hitting the ball at all. Cannot prove that by us.
Here's the stretch by Hood. And the 1-1 pitch to Harrah. Curveball. He went down on one knee trying to give that one a ride, and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-0 Texas. The Rangers still batting in the top of the third. Hood looks in and gets the sign. It is a closed right-hand stance. Toby Harrah waves the lumber and waits. Here's the pitch. Curveball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the second inning, Harrah's double and Grieve's home run put the Rangers on the board. Here in the third inning, a single by Sundberg, a single by Wills, and Dave May's blast over the center field fence had it 5-0. Willie Horton followed with a single, and Hood replaced Garland. The stretch. And the 2-2 pitch to Harrah. Fastball low. Full count of 3-2. Fitzmaurice still loosening in the bullpen for the Tribe. Now again, Don Hood looks in for the sign. The stretch. Long look to first, and the pitch. Runner going. Ball wrapped to third. Bell looks over to second. Throws that way, and they got him back to first. Not quite in time. Horton was going, but first Willie not blessed with great speed, and quick fielding by Bell, and a quick pitch to Kuiper nailed him coming in at second base. That's the second out on the fielder's choice. Hargrove the batter. Hargrove bounced first baseman to the pitcher covering in the second inning of play. This will be left-hander against left-hander. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Rangers. No runs, 2 hits for the Tribe. Ball got away out in the Indian bullpen. Rolls all the way out along the warning track. It'll give us a chance to take a quick peek at the scoreboard and see if there's anything new or exciting. Philadelphia failed in the first at Cincinnati. The Mets and the Braves are now in the third. They are scoreless. White Sox in Boston in the third. Sox leading 1-0 on Gar's home run. Milwaukee and Baltimore zip in the second inning. Haas against Palmer. Don Hood looks in and gets the sign. Here's the stretch. Bochte holding at the bag now, and a throw over to first base, and the runner, Harrah, gets back with a foot tag in time. Milwaukee and Baltimore scoreless after 2, and Kansas City fails in the first at New York. Hassler against Gullett. Now Don Hood, ready again. The stretch. Look to first. And the pitch. Hargrove lifts the fly ball into short left center. Lowenstein coming hard. The ball coming fast. Steiner dives. No. Ball safe. Round third. Runner Harrah headed for the plate. Throw by Norris not in time out to second base. Goes Hargrove. 6-0. Well, that was a looper into short left center. Steiner came on, made a diving try, sliding on the seat of his britches, and still couldn't come up. Ball rolled behind. Norris picked it up and threw. It'll be on a throw-in. The play has scored a single and second base on the throw.
And that run will be charged to the starter, Wayne Garland, so his statistics are now complete. 6 runs.
Now Tom Grieve, who slapped one over the left field fence in the first inning, or in the second inning in his first at bat, steps in. 6-0 Texas. The stretch. Look back. Look again. And the pitch. And a foul tip right at the plate, strike one. You might explain that, Herb, about the fact that although the man that scored was not put on base by Garland, it's still his responsibility.
In the rules of scoring, if the pitcher who is on the mound is responsible for fellow at first base, the new pitcher comes in, and that run is forced or put out in any way, and another player is on through the fielder's choice, then he becomes responsibility of the original pitcher. You can't take, in other words, the relief pitcher cannot take advantage of a force out, as would have happened there.
Stretch by Hood. And the strike one pitch to Grieve. He hit the little looper. Kuiper back, gloves it on the grass, throwing on the run, got him. Good play by Duane Kuiper. So the inning is over. And in the third inning, the Rangers score 4 on 4 hits and 1 left. At the end of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 1 left. And at the end of 2 1/2 innings of play, it's Texas 6, Cleveland 0. Here it's the home half of the third inning, and Gaylord Perry has been spotted a 6-0 lead. And Herb, having watched Gaylord pitch for several seasons here in Cleveland, you give this guy a 6-0 lead, he is going to be just that much tougher.
Yes, he is.
Duane Kuiper, top of the tri-border, lead it off. Kuiper hitting .262 at the outset, bounced back to bump Wills and made a good play going to his right. Kuiper in that leadoff spot, Captain Kuiper of the Cleveland Indians.
Rick Manning out of the lineup tonight with that back problem.
Lined up on the pitch by Perry, and a foul fly upstairs on the left, strike one.
They say it's probably going to be a day-to-day thing with Rick until the soreness goes out of the back. They don't think it's anything chronic. Good news is that John Grubb feels very good. He's throwing the ball, said his arm didn't hurt at all throwing tonight, so he should be available pretty quickly. And Rico Carty, working out before the game, says his leg is much improved. He has some pain, but he's able to run pretty well now.
Wind up on the pitch to Kuiper. Looked like he wanted a bunt, took a pitch low and inside, and the count evens out at 1-1. Texas leads 6-0, and we're in the home half of the third inning. Perry looks in for the sign from Sundberg, and here's the 1-1 pitch. Kuiper reaches out, pokes a hit to left field. Duane Kuiper went with a pitch and drove it into left field, and the Indians have their third hit of the ball game. This will bring up Buddy Bell. Bell hit a Baltimore chop down the third base line. It was something to see. The ball came down, rolled right on the chalk stripe, and then died right on the chalk with third baseman Toby Harrah standing there looking at it. There was nothing at all they could do with it. Bell, the fast man, had it beaten, and he was just hoping that the darn thing would roll foul. It did not. It stayed right on the white for a base hit. Stretch by Gaylord. Kuiper at first base, pitch to Buddy. A fastball, low, ball one. Third inning, Texas leads 6-0. Jim Norris is on deck. A pitch. Buddy takes a strike, and the count is 1-1. Sunshine still showing on the upper deck and right. More of that good weather scheduled for tomorrow evening at 7:30 when Mike Marshall will pitch against Jim Bibby. Pitch to Bell, low, gets away from Sundberg, rolls back to the warning track, and Kuiper goes to second base. Wild pitch charged to Gaylord. Gaylord Perry has just thrown his first wild pitch of the year in 81 innings. Oh, Bell waiting now with a 2-1 count and a runner in scoring position at second. The stretch. Look back and pitch, and Bell takes a fastball, strike to the knees. The count is 2-2. Gaylord goes through his routine, the hat brushing alongside of his ear on the stretch and the pitch, and Bell hits it hard but foul down the third base line.
Ball landed right outside of the bag, maybe 3 or 4 inches.
Well, that would have been good for a run and then some. But unfortunately, it was just a few inches the wrong way of that bag. Count still 2-2. Perry looking down at the ball. Glances out at second base. Kuiper there. He opened the inning with a single, moved up on a wild pitch. Count is 2-2 on Buddy Bell. The stretch by Gaylord and the pitch. Bell pops a foul back into the upper deck, and the count is still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sam Beach brings out a new load of baseballs for the home plate umpire, Russ Getz. Gaylord Perry with that red 36 trimmed in the blue and white on the back of his blue Texas Road uniform. The stretch, 2-2 pitch to Bell, fastball, and I mean a fastball. It's the fastest one he's thrown tonight, but it was outside, and the count is 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Indians down 6-0 here in the third inning, trying to climb back into the ball game. The stretch by Perry. A look back, and the pitch, and Bell hits a high fly ball to left. Grieve trotting over to his left, calling for the ball. Beniquez is there, and Beniquez makes the catch. 1 out. Jim Norris. He put one within a foot and a half of out of here, right back to the center field fence, and Beniquez went right back to that fence and hauled it down. Jimmy Norris, left-hand batter. Kuiper still at second base with 1 out. And Bruce Bochte is out on deck. See Mike Marshall sitting down on the dugout steps charting pitches. Never personally seen him pitch, but I've seen a lot of pictures of him, and he too looks a little strange in a Texas uniform.
That's right.
Most of him, of course, either with Montreal or with the Dodgers. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Norris. Outside, ball 1.
This will not be his first time in Cleveland, however, in the opposing uniform. He was here back in, when did they start? 69 when the Seattle Pilots came into existence.
Kuiper with a lead at second base. 1 out, and a 1-0 count on Jim Norris. The stretch by Gaylord Perry. The look back and the pitch. Strike, winner high on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. For the home half of the third inning, Rangers picked up 2 on a Grieve home run in the second inning. 3 on a Dave May home run in the third, and added another run in the third inning. 6-zip. Stretch and 1-1 pitch. Norris takes low. The count goes to 2-1.
Indians would like to start chopping away at that lead, pick up this run.
That's probably the most optimistic part of the situation. It is still very early in the ball game, and if you get a couple now and a couple more and hold them, who knows? Here's the 2-1 pitch to Norris. Chops the ball to first. Grabbed by Hargrove. He'll make the run to the first base bag himself to retire Norris, and over to third base goes Kuiper. 2 outs. Bruce Bochte popped up to the left fielder back to the first inning of play to end the first inning, and now Gaylord Perry will work on him here in the third with a runner at third and 2 outs. Perry looking at the baseball now, rubs alongside his ear, goes to the rosin bag, drops it, pulls on the bill of his cap. Here's the windup, and the pitch to Bochte. He takes a check swing, strike 1. Herb's post-game guest tonight. You can't get much higher on the ladder than this guy, the commissioner of baseball, Bowie Kuhn. Understand, very good session at the Wahoo Club luncheon this noon, Herb.
Talked to a few people there. They said they really enjoyed it.
There's strike 2. Commissioner, very candid in his remarks, and although contrary to published reports, as they say in the paper sometimes, no bombshells, but a good noon luncheon. Kuiper at third. Perry with a 2-strike count on Bochte, wheels and deals, and Bruce pops it way up in the air. Sundberg off to the left of home plate, coming back toward the plate, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So in the third inning, Indians get their first man as far as third base, and that's it. No runs and a hit and a man left. We have played 3 at the stadium. And it's the Texas Rangers 6, the Cleveland Indians nothing. Inning number 4 here at the stadium, and here's Herb's score.
Thank you, Joe. Hi again, everybody. Don Hood will try and hold the Texas Rangers in check. They have scored 6 times over the first 3 innings. And now Don Hood will try and hang them on right where they are and hope that the Indians can start picking away. First man up will be Bert Campaneris, the only man that did not bat in the 3rd inning. Right-hand hitting shortstop. Pitch to him is low outside, ball 1. Don Hood in relief of Wayne Garland. Garland started the game, was touched for 6 runs on 6 hits. 2 of them home runs. Wind up and the delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball up around the letters. 1 ball and a strike. Cincinnati 1, the Phillies nothing. That's gone 2 innings. And now we may have some change. Martin has just hammered home run for the Phillies, 3rd with nobody on, so it makes it 1-1. Bouncing ball fouled at home plate. Bounces up and hits Campaneris while he's in the batter's box. Ball 1, strike 2. Don Hood giving his neck a little twisting and turning, loosening up the shoulder muscles. Outfield straight away for Campaneris. He's choked up about 3 inches. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I think that was a fork ball, and it was a dandy. Campaneris goes flailing. That is 1 man out in the 4th inning. That's the first strikeout for Indian pitching. Matter of fact, it's the first strikeout in the game. Here's Jim Sundberg. Sundberg with a base hit to left field his first time up. Right-hand batter. Fastball outside, ball 1. Sundberg came in batting at .238, so he's added a couple of points. He has 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. Fastball pushes him back. Ball 2, 2-0. Tomorrow night, Jim Bibby, Jim Marshall, the opponents. Game time, 7:30. We hope you'll be with us. Mike Marshall, I beg your pardon. Jim Marshall used to be the manager of that team that plays on the north side of Chicago. What's that team? The Cubs, yes. The leaders in the Eastern Division of the National League. Let's see, we will not have a report on the Cubs for a while because they're playing out in San Diego. Check swing. Ray Fosse asks umpire Getz, did he go around? Umpire Getz asks umpire Maloney. Maloney says no. 3 balls and a strike. Cubs tonight will be in San Diego. The Cubs rolling along 3.5 games ahead of the Pirates, 4 games ahead of St. Louis. 3-1. Bouncy ball back to the mound. Snagged by the pitcher Don Hood, who throws him out. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th inning. Don Hood with quick reactions. Flashed that glove out to the right, picked it off. Batter now is Bump Wills. We'll see him bat right-handed. As a left-hander tonight, he has grounded out and singled to left. Bump Wills started out batting .314, and he's increased that average. As a right-hand batter, Wills coming into tonight's game batting .365, left-handed at .293. Bouncing ball, chops it foul over to the announcer's booth on the home plate side of the third base dugout.
See, Yogi Berra's son, Dale Berra, just hit his 9th home run of the year.
He's having a good year playing down in Columbus. Ground ball at third base. Buddy Bell digs it out. Buddy throws across. The side retired. Good job by Don Hood. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across at the middle of the 4th inning. The score, the Texas Rangers 6, the Cleveland Indians nothing. Andre Thornton will lead it off. He bounced out his first time up. Andre hit a ground ball to third base. Andy batting in the role of designated hitter. He's sitting in the 5th spot in the lineup. Gaylord Perry leans down, grabs the rosin sack, balances it in his hand, and drops it down. Here's a ritual he goes through almost between every pitch. Goes up to his hat, rubs his hand across his brow, picks at his ear, then the rosin sack. Fastball, that's the knee, strike. And, of course, Gaylord does a lot of that for effect. He wants that hitter up there thinking. Gaylord Perry, 5 wins, 5 losses on the year. The Big right-hander winds it up, and here it comes. Fastball, strike two. He zipped it over the outside corner. Gaylord 6'4", 215, 220 pounds. 38 years young. Gaylord Perry in the National League won 134 games, lost 109. In the American League, he's now won 102, and has lost 84. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got it with a fastball down around the knees. Andre Thornton goes swinging. That is the first strikeout for Gaylord Perry. And that now is John Lowenstein. Lowenstein has bounced to the second baseman. In the second inning, a home run by Tom Grieve put the Rangers on top 2-0. And then in the third, a 3-run shot by May made it 5-0. They also picked up another run in that inning. Let's see, George Scott had just hammered his 13th home run of the year in the fourth inning for Boston with nobody on. Carbo came up and hit his third right after that. And it's back-to-back home runs. The seventh time this year the Red Sox have done that. There's a strike over the inside corner to John Lowenstein. Let's see now. That would make the score Boston at least 2-0, but they are still batting in the fourth inning. Lowenstein, strike one. They're not playing John the pull. They've pushed the left fielder into left center field. And the center fielder way over. High drive, left field. They have the left fielder Grieve positioned perfectly. He takes 2 steps back, waits, and he has it. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth inning for the Indians. Gaylord has now polished off 5 in a row, and here's Paul Dade. Beat out an infield hit his first time up. Paul started out tonight with a 300 batting average, and he's picked up a few points. Well, you talk about a nice young man. That's Paul Dade. Hard worker, really dedicated. And he wants to succeed. Paul stands deep in the batter's box, slightly closed stance. Now the umpire at home plate, Russ Getz, will dust off home plate. Indian PR Chief Randy Adamick stopping by. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn in attendance at this game. Fastball, sidearmed over the outside corner, strike. One strike. Gaylord Perry balancing the ball. Now looks under the sign. And the pitch. High foul, drifting back and out of play. Two strikes. 2 men down, fourth inning. The Indians trailing 6-0. Gaylord Perry turns, looks out toward the scoreboard. Now pulls on the bill of his cap. Goes to his right ear, looks in for the sign. 2-strike delivery. Foul ball again. This one off to the right, sailing down the line out of play. Mike Schmidt has hammered home run number 13 for the Phillies in the fourth inning with nobody on. And that should give them the lead over Cincinnati at least 2-1. Gaylord Perry with new ball rubs it up. Kicks some dirt from the front of the rubber. Gaylord really taking his time with Paul Dade. Gaylord goes in streaks. He gets the ball and throws 3 or 4 pitches hurriedly. And he slows it down. 2-strike pitch. Inside. Dade has to hop back out of the way. Ball 1, strike 2. Gaylord Perry winds it up, and the pitch, a pop foul off to the right. Chasing it is catcher. Now Perry comes across, runs into Hargrove. Perry hangs on to the ball. Sundberg, Perry, Hargrove all racing for the ball, and grabbed by Gaylord. Everybody seems to be okay. He knocked Hargrove flying. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 4, the score, the Indians nothing, the Rangers 6. Oh, what was going on down there behind the Texas dugout, Joe, and I was busy watching the ball game, and the ball going up there. They had some kind of altercation behind the dugout, right in the area where Brad Corbett and his party, Brad Corbett, of course, is the owner and president of the Texas Rangers, and something happened down there, and then the policemen here at the stadium surrounded everybody, and a couple of people were let out, and Brad Corbett went right out with them, so I don't know what was happening down there, but I'm sure that we'll be getting a report on it. The entire bench of the Texas Rangers standing up, still looking back of the dugout. I saw Eddie Robinson, also the general manager of the Rangers down there. He was in the vicinity when all that was going on. Eddie is back. And he is going out, seeing what is happening with Brad Corbett. You didn't see it, did you, Joe?
No. I don't know where to look. Everybody jostling behind the third base dugout, or else Gaylord Perry wiping out Hargrove on that foul ball.
All right, back to baseball. We are into the fifth inning. Beniquez, May, and Horton. Beniquez swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. One strike. Don Hood came on to this game in the third inning. He retired him in order in the fourth. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, strike two. Juan Beniquez, he has grounded out the short. He's lined out to the shortstop, 0 for 2. 16-game hitting streak for Beniquez on the line tonight. Wind up by Don Hood. The left-hander throws him. Down too low. He started to go at it, hung back. 1 ball, strike 2. Ray Fosse, they've had some trouble with the contact lens. Now he pops the ball back to Hood and puts back the mask. Outfield straight away. Don Hood has the sign. He winds and he throws. Curve is outside. Don Hood now taking a little extra time. Pitch is swung on a foul back. And staying upstairs makes a nice play on it. Now a couple of policemen standing up behind the Texas dugout shouting at some of the players. Eddie Robinson, the general manager of the Rangers, back in his seat. We've not seen Brad Corbett again. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the right-hand hitting Juan Beniquez. The new supply of baseballs for umpire Russ Getz. The Rangers 6, Indians nothing. We're in the 5th. Now Mr. Getz decides he better clean off home plate. Don Hood works to the windup. Here's the pitch. Down too low. He just missed with a fastball at the knees. 3-2. Close stance for the right-hand hitting Juan Beniquez. Down low, ball 4. And that is the first walk surrendered by Indian pitching tonight. Juan Beniquez, the recipient, he's on at first, fast man. And here's Davey May. He hit a fly ball to center field his first time up, and then rifled a home run over the right center field fence with 2 men on. The home run for May was his second of the year, and he now has 15 RBIs. Don Hood checks on the runner, throws over that way, and he almost picks off Bruce Bochte. Bochte had started off the bag, and he grabbed it. Juan Beniquez leads away. Hood gives him another look. Pitch to Dave May. Fastball over at the knees, strike. I think Don Hood and Davey May played together in the Baltimore organization. I'll have to check that. Hoodie ready again. And the pitch, bouncing ball right side, over goes Kuiper to his left, spears it, has to hurry his throw, and he gets him at first. Nice play by Duane Kuiper. Boy, the more I see of that young man, the more you have to think that he is one of the better second basemen all over baseball. Long way to go that time, going at full speed toward the right field foul line, picking it up and getting himself turned around to throw. Good play. On to second base goes Juan Beniquez, and you folks that are coming to the stadium and looking at those all-star ballots, start filling them out, because the only way you're going to get an Indian on there is to vote for him. And if you look at the standings around the league, the fellows who are being voted for it, places where they just turn in a lot of ballots. Indians have a couple of fellows who are really deserving. Kuiper and Bell vote for him. Here's Willie Horton over the inside corner with a fastball strike. Don Hood facing Willie Horton. He has grounded to short. He has singled to right. His single to right field was the last pitch that Garland made. Then they called on Hood. Beniquez leads away at second. Kuiper bluffs him back. Swing and a miss. Let a high fastball. Strike two. Good fastball by Hood. Threw it right on by him. Don Hood.
Herb, evidently, Brad Corbett, the owner of the Texas Rangers, was involved in a fistfight behind the third base dugout, details of which are currently being sought out.
That much we knew, because we saw them going at it, but we don't know why. What precipitated all that mess. 2 strikes on Willie Horton. 1 man out. We are in the 5th. The Indians trail 6-0. Juan Beniquez on at second base. Checks to the runner at second. Here's the pitch. A foul back on the screen. Don Hood throwing a slider in on his hand. 2 strikes. That's a nice thing. They got the commissioner of baseball here. And the president of the Texas Rangers gets in a battle down behind the dugout.
It's 6-0 in the 5th. And the owner of the
2 strikes. There's the runner going from second. Drive foul on the right side. First of all, we don't know whether, what got the whole thing started, or maybe Mr. Corbett might have been just stepping in trying to break something up that was going on. Because all the people was jumping up around the section down there, you really couldn't tell.
We got riders circling the area, ready to pick up any and all newsworthy items.
Willie Horton, big, powerful right-hand batter. Willie, right down at the end of the bat. He's up in the front part of the batter's box. Beniquez at second. Indians trying to keep him close. Slide is inside and low. Ball 1, strike 2. Now time call. Ray Fosse is going out to check with Don Hood. One ball, 2 strikes. Don Hood checks on the runner at second again. Looks back once more, throws. Line shot inside the third baseline, rolling down to the Indian bullpen. Around third on the score, Beniquez. Racing for second is Willie Horton. He's there easily. That was a bullet that kicked up dust just inside the foul line behind third base.
Double for Willie Horton. That makes it a 7-0 game as the Rangers have now collected a total of 7 runs on 8 base hits.
Well, Herb, initial reports from the scene of the off-field activity here tonight at the stadium is that 2 fans in the immediate vicinity, Brad Corbett, I guess, gave him a bad time, and one of them pushed him, and the altercation stemmed from that. Mr. Corbett says, however, he will not press charges, and things appear to have cooled off.
Now they're going to give a free ticket to Toby Harrah. The first page open. Warwick Harrah, the right-hand batter, set up a possible double play, and they'll pitch to Mike Hargrove. This will be the second walk issued by Don Hood. Hood came on in the 3rd inning, and thus far he has allowed a run on 2 hits. This will be the second walk. This one, of course, intentional. He's also had a strikeout.
And Toby Harrah will come along. Harrah batted in a run in the 3rd inning when he had a high pop-up to shallow left center field. Lowenstein came racing on, made a dive for the ball, and did a good job of just trying to get to it. Got a glove on it, couldn't hold it. Fell out of his glove as he rolled over.
I almost hate to mention this, but Ted Fonda, the president of the Cleveland Indians, is coming out of surgery. He's out at Mount Sinai Hospital tonight, listening to the game. He's listening to the Indians get their brains beaten out, and discovers that his opposite number with the Texas Rangers is having a fist fight behind the dugout.
No, certainly.
Get well soon, Ted.
We certainly have to understand. Randy Iambic has a note here for us. Says Ted underwent successful surgery for cataract today. We're glad to hear that the surgery was successful. I know the situation of this game right now not helping his recovery any, but we hope he's back and with us soon. good. Ron Hood taking a look in for the sign. Willie Horton at second. On his first, Toby Harrah, 1 man out. Mike Hargrove is ready. The pitch is grounded toward short. 52 up in the top. Over to second runner. Kuiper back to first, but every play. Duane Kuiper and Frank Duffy collaborating on a 6-4-3 twin killing. Nice job for the Rangers in the fifth, a run. They get it on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. At the middle of inning number 5, it is the Texas Rangers 7, the Cleveland Indians nothing. All right.
Well, the story that we get now is more details come up from the legions who descended from the press box into the seats. Evidently, there was a fan down behind the Texas dugout, about 4 or 5 rows behind Brad Corbett, who, during the course of the ball game, had been shouting derogatory things toward the Texas players in the field. Nothing obscene, but just derogatory remarks. And Brad Corbett got up to go back and talk to him. He was bothering up people in the area with his loud tones, and when the fan discovered who he was talking to, he became derogatory toward Brad Corbett. One thing led to another, and it was Fifth City.
Apparently, some of the things he was saying were, bordering on,
Toward the end, he got a little obscene.
Got a little obscene, right. And Mr. Corbett asked him to, let's quiet down. Those fans come to the ballpark, they certainly have a right to shout at the ball players and, whatever. But when it gets to be, a little obscene and off color, then I think Mr. Corbett asked him to sit down, and then we had the eruption. Standing in is Ray Fosse, and he looks at ball 1 too low. Gaylord Perry. He has walked 20, he's had a strikeout. Ray Fosse in the game has drawn that walk. Fouls it back on the screen. He had a good pitch to hit a fastball about letter high and had a good rip at it, throwing it straight back. Strike 1. Ray Fosse and Gaylord Perry, not strangers to one another. Fosse caught a lot of Gaylord very fine games right here in the stadium. 1 ball and a strike. And on the pitch is up too high. 2 balls and a strike. Freddie Kendall running in from the Indian bullpen. Now Fitzmaurice up and throwing again. Gaylord Perry winds it up, and here it comes. Inside again. 3 balls and a strike. Gaylord dropping down that time, throwing a sidearm fastball, and it sunk through and inside. Three balls and a strike. Ray Fosse stands and waits. Long drive, left field. Chasing back is Tom Grieve. He reaches up, it's over, set against the wall. Fosse digging for 2. He'll be in there with a double. A ringing double over the head of the base hit number 4. Well, now make some plans to be with us tomorrow night. The Indians will be taking on the Rangers again with Mike Marshall and Jim Bibby hooking up. Indians go to Toledo for an exhibition game Thursday. Then a big weekend of baseball coming your way. Should be lots of fun on Friday night. They have Billy Carter, the president's brother. He'll be here. They're going to have a ton of peanuts to distribute around the ballpark. They're going to have a softball game prior to the start of the regular contest. It's beer night, and there'll be 4 discount beers per adult, peanuts in the gong toss. So lots of fun. Saturday, there'll be a 2 o'clock game, and then Sunday is Jersey Day, and the youngsters bring them down because those jerseys are really attractive. You'll be able to wear them all summer. Frank Duffy stands in. He swings and misses a strike.
Somewhere in that series, we're going to see the bird.
Possibly. I was looking on the notes here. No listing of the pitches for Detroit. The bird will be here and flying in. We don't know when he's going to pitch, however. Should know more about that by tomorrow night. Swing and miss. Fastball up around the letters. Frank Duffy, first time up, pops to the first baseman.
If they follow their rotation with Hiller pitching tonight, Sidrich will pitch tomorrow and possibly come back in one of the games Sunday's doubleheader.
Well, the problem is that the Tigers go home Monday and they might hold him back for their fans. Although the way he's been, I would think that they'd want him to get as much work as possible because he's missed so much time. Outside and high. Ball 1 and a strike. Gaylord Perry facing Frank Duffy. Indians with a runner at second. They trail 7-0. Indians in the last few days have gone to one of those batting doldrums again. Of course, they're playing without Manning. John Grubb's still not in there. Rico Carty on the disabled list. Foul back on the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Duane Kuiper on deck. Gaylord Perry does a big back bend. Now straightens up. Walks back up on top. Gaylord kicks some dirt from in front of the rubber. Gaylord has a way of all his own. He handles that baseball, sort of balances it in his hand as if he were weighing it. Duffy backs away. Gaylord gets the sign. Checks back on Fosse at second base. 1-2 pitch. Duffy swings and he misses. Got him with a slider. Frank Duffy, a strikeout victim, the second for Perry. Top of the batting order, Duane Kuiper. He has grounded to second. He is singled to left. Ray Fosse opened this inning by lining a double over the head of left fielder Tom Grieve. Gaylord leans down. He massages the sack of rosin. Drops it down. Fosse gets a pretty good lead off at second. And the pitch. Line drive, foul on left field line. That'll be out of play. Strike one. Duane Kuiper. His batting average is .264. We'll be sending along a station break at our next opportunity, so along the line, stand by. Now Gaylord turns around and shouts something to Campaneris, who relays it to Grieve in left field. Down in the Indian bullpen, Al Fitzmaurice is still throwing. Inside, Kuiper has to bounce back in a hurry. Ball 1 and a strike. Gaylord taking a lot of time between pitches. There's really nothing like him. Those times when he's in a pretty good groove, he just keeps firing. Check to the runner at second. The pitch is a line foul off to the left. Ball 1, strike 2. Bring up the baseball. I've rarely seen him take that much time in between pitches. Gaylord now checks back for the sign. Ray Fosse walking off to about a 3.5, 4-step lead at second. And the pitch. Duane Kuiper chokes the bat up a couple of inches. They've played 6 at Boston. It is Boston 2, Chicago 1. White Sox batting in the top half of the 7th. That's Knapp against Wise. 2-2 pitch. Kuiper swings and he misses. Strike 3. Got him with the forkball. Before we take a look at Buddy Bell, let us pause for station identification. This is the Cleveland Indians Baseball Network.
This is your total sports station in Central Ohio, WWWJ, Johnstown.
Massages the sack of rosin, faces Buddy Bell.
Buddy in the game has had an infield hit. He is flying to center field. Perry checks on Fosse at second. Buddy takes the fastball. That's the letter strike. Gaylord really taking time between pitches. He does that a lot of times just for the effect. Goes to his cap. Brushes his hand across his brow, picks at his ear. 1 strike pitch, a side-on fastball missed outside. 1 ball and a strike. Now Fitzmaurice has now taken a seat in the bullpen. He's been throwing all inning. Is now stopped. Bell with a close stance. Came into this action batting .302. He's 1 for 2, so he's picked up a point or two. Jim Norris on deck. Pitch to Buddy, fouls it straight back on the screen. Good cut at that fastball, fouled it straight back. Ball 1, strike 2. New baseball tossed out by umpire Russ Getz. Tomorrow night, same two teams, 7:30 game time. Jim Bibby and Mike Marshall will hook up. Indians get the day off on Thursday from American League play, but they'll be playing in Toledo an exhibition game. Tigers come into town Friday night, Saturday afternoon, a big doubleheader on Sunday, Shirt Day Sunday. Make your plans to be with us. Ball 1, strike 2. Perry backs off. Gaylord takes a look, and here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball down around the knees, and Gaylord Perry gets 3 strikeouts in the 5th inning after the double by Fosse. Gaylord now with a total of 4 strikeouts. The Indians are out in the 5th, no runs. On 1 base hit, there were no errors. They leave a man. And at the end of 5 here in the stadium, the score. The Texas Rangers 7, the Cleveland Indians nothing. Now we go into the 6th inning. And we get a new pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. It'll be Al Fitzmaurice. Don Hood worked 2 2/3 innings. Hood is charged with 1 run. He surrendered a total of 2 base hits. Don walked 2. One of those was intentional. And he had a strikeout. Al Fitzmaurice into the game. Al has won 2. He's lost 4, making his 13th appearance. Of the previous 12 games, he had 7 starts. He has worked 41 in the 3rd innings, allowing 52 hits, 20 walks, 22 strikeouts, and his earned run average 5.01. Al Fitzmaurice will face Grieve, Campaneris, and Sundberg here in the 6th. Right-hander winds it up, and here's his pitch. Fastball up too high, ball 1. Fitzmaurice, 6'2", about 190 pounds. And this one is out of the strike zone, 2-0. Fitzmaurice, good sinking fastball, slider, and curve. Ground ball sharply hit toward short. Duffy digs it out, fires across, 1 up, 1 down in the 6th. Bert Campaneris will be along next. Campy is 0 for 2 in this game. Fitzmaurice, 31 years old. Campaneris crouches way over from the knees, leans in from the waist. Checks his swing, strike over the inside corner. Fitzmaurice throwing better tonight than I've seen him throw the last couple times out. Wind up and the pitch. Outside and low with the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. The on-deck man is Jim Sundberg. Texas leads 7-0 here in the 6th inning. A slider led a high strike. Campaneris looks back and shocked. Umpire Russ Getz. Ball 1, strike 2. Wayne Garland started. Don Hood in the 3rd. Now Al Fitzmaurice here in the 6th. Wind up, the delivery. Curveball sweeps outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fitzmaurice winds again. Up too high, 3-2. Outfield, they play Campaneris straight away at all positions. He's not much on size, but he can hit the ball a long way, so you have to respect his power. Banged the home run last night down the left field line. Had a fine career in the major leagues. 5'10", 155 pounds. Ground ball, 3rd base side. Coming on, Buddy Bell gloves it at the edge of the grass, whips it across just in time. Campaneris motoring down the line out by a step. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. That brings up the catcher, Jim Sundberg. Single to left. He has bounced to the mound. 1 for 2 in the game. Freddie Kendall has come into the game to do the catching. Line drive, left field. Jim Sundberg jumps on the first pitch, gets himself a base hit. Lowenstein up for the ball. Sundberg holds it first. So after getting the first two men on a ground ball at short and a ground ball at third, Sundberg wraps the base hit off Fitzmaurice. That is base hit number 9 for the Texas Rangers. Here's Bump Wills. He has 1 of the 9 hits. He's 1 for 3. And he'll again come up batting left-handed. Now Fitzmaurice takes a look around, checks to see where Duffy and Kuiper are playing. Now looks back for the sign. And the delivery. Fastball over the outside portion of the plate, about waist high, a strike. Sixth inning at the stadium. Indians trail 7-0. Fitzmaurice throws, curve, missed outside. Say, if you're downtown tomorrow, the Indians are opening up a new store down on Euclid Avenue. I think it's 731 Euclid Avenue. And their new gift shop and so forth will be open tomorrow. Gifts, novelties, souvenirs. Buy tickets to Indian games. Stop in. Duane Kuiper will be there early in the morning, signing autographs for you. Ball 1 and a strike. That ball slips below the strike zone. Buddy Bell wide of the bag at third and just behind the infield grass. Bump Wills, pretty fast man. And the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Wills now looks back at umpire Getz with something less than affection. They've opened up a pretty good gap in right center field for him. And the delivery. Line drive, left center field, chasing over his lost man. Now we go into the last half, inning number 6. It's going to be Jim Norris, Bruce Bochte, and Andy Thornton to see what they can do against the right-handed Gaylord Perry. Perry has allowed 4 base hits, but the Indians have not been able to touch home plate as yet. Perry has 4 strikeouts. He got 3 of them in the 5th inning after Fosse had lined a double over Grieve's head and left. Jim Norris. Jim put the center fielder, Beniquez, right back to the fence, straightaway center field in the 1st inning with a man on. Beniquez could not go any further, right up against the fence, reached up and caught it about a foot from the top of the fence. Norris 0 for 2 in the game. Last time up, he bounced to first. Gaylord goes to the sack of rosin, gives it a little massage, bounced it on the front of his hand, on the back of his hand, looks in for the sign. Pitch to Norris. Outside, ball 1, fastball. We're going to have a comment from Brad Corbett, president of the Rangers. Coming down to interviewing him. We got a swing and a miss on a changeup. 1 ball and a strike. And that little tape Mr. Corbett was kind enough to give us, and we will play it for you at our first opportunity. We get a little break in the action. We'll slip in Mr. Corbett's comments. 1-1 pitch. Looping foul off to the left, and it's going to be out of play. Down the left field line, bouncing around. The fan now has himself a souvenir. Gaylord Perry. He has won 5. He has lost 5. Jim Norris trying to get something working for the Indians here in the 6th. They trail by 7 runs, 7-0. Gaylord working about as slowly as I've ever seen him work. Fastball, it's over but high. 2-2. And we'll catch you up on the scoreboard as quickly as we can also. Lined up by the right-hander. He throws. Norris swings and pops it up third base side. Campaneris on the outfield grass behind third base. He makes the play. And Norris pops to the shortstop. 1 out in the 6th inning. Here's Bruce Bochte. He goes for 2. National League at the end of 5 innings in Atlanta. It is Atlanta 4, New York Mets 3. They have gone to the bottom half of the 6th in Cincinnati, and they're all tied up. The Phillies 2, the Reds 2. Houston leads Montreal at the Astrodome 2-0 after 2 innings. American League, they are in the 8th in Boston. It is the Red Sox 2, the White Sox 1. Knapp against Wise, but Campbell has come on in the 8th, so the White Sox could be doing some damage. Milwaukee playing in Baltimore. Haas against Palmer. 3-0 Baltimore at the end of 3. Fastball at the knees, strike to Bochte. Kansas City leads the Yankees 2-0 there in the bottom half of the 5th at New York. It is Hassler against Gullett. Serrano's in Detroit. Tigers lead that one 1-0 in the bottom half of the 5th. High pop foul, third base side, out of play. Sundberg over near the railing, but no chance. 2 strikes on Bochte. Minnesota tonight looks like they're going to have one of those slam bang affairs. California scored 4 in the first. Minnesota's come back with 2. End of 1, California 4, Minnesota 2. Hartzell against Redfern. Oakland's at Seattle later on. 2 strikes on Bruce Bochte. 1 man out in the 6th inning. Andre Thornton on deck. Gaylord rocks into the windup. He fires. Fastball a bit inside. Gaylord thought he might have had a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They have some big gap open in right center field. Bochte puts one out there. He'll run all night. Line drive, left field, solid base hit. Bruce Bochte picks himself up a base hit. That's the 5th for the Indians. And brings up Andre Thornton. He has grounded to third. He's gone down swinging.
Long about now, Herb. Be a good time to say hi to everybody down in Williamston, North Carolina. Matty Coltrane and all of the members of the Gaylord Perry family and friends who are undoubtedly dialed in to see how Gaylord's doing. And thus far, he's doing okay.
He leads 7-0. Indians batting here in the 6th. Andre Thornton. Gaylord leans down, grabs the rosin sack. On at first, Bruce Bochte. Not going to stray off too far, being 7 runs down. And Mike Hargrove realizes that, so he's going to play behind him. On deck, John Lowenstein. Ron Pruitt loosening up down in the Indian bullpen. Fastball is inside, ball 1. Gaylord Perry weighing that baseball in his right hand. One strike to Thornton. I beg your pardon, that was ball 1. Now ball 2 is outside. A slider that went way off the outside part of the plate. 2-0. Gaylord pulling on the bill of his cap, looks in. And the 2-0 pitch. Thornton fouls it off to the right out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Gaylord leans down and grabs some dirt, rubs up the new ball. Indians had a hit in the first inning. They had a hit in the second, a hit in the third. They picked up 1 in the 5th. They've had 1 here in the 6th, and that's been it so far. Never more than 1 in an inning.
Our home run payoff inning will be the 7th.
That is right. Let's hope they're saving a bunch for that inning. Not only like to give away some money, like to see the Indians get some runs. Down too low. All 3, 3-1. Gaylord again not happy with a call by Russ Getz. Thornton checking with third base coach Joe Nossick. Gaylord pulls on the bill of the cap. Bruce Bochte leads away at first. 1 man gone here in the 6th. And the delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew it right by him. The Milwaukee Brewers have tied up Baltimore. They got 3 runs off Jim Palmer in the 4th inning. Cooper banged a home run, his 8th of the year. Nobody on. And it's now Milwaukee 3, Baltimore 3. They played 4. The White Sox still batting in the 8th, trailing Boston 2-1. 3-2. Swinging, chopping, and foul at home plate. Count remains, ball 3, strike 2. Trading deadline is tomorrow night. That's the deadline where you cannot trade just player for player after tomorrow night. You'd have to make waiver deals. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think it ends up, I usually say midnight, but it's midnight on the West Coast, the final chance to trade, so that would be 3 a.m. here in the Eastern Time Zone. 3-2 pitch. Bounce foul again. This one over to the third base dugout. Count remains ball 3, strike 2 on Andy Thornton. 1 man out, 6th inning. The Indians trying to get something rolling. Chicago fails in the 8th. The Red Sox now batting, leading the White Sox 2-1. All the runs in that game came on home runs. Gar, first inning, nobody on for Chicago. Scott and Carbo hit back-to-back jobs in the 4th for Boston. 3-2 pitch. Line drive, center field, base hit. In the second base is Bochte, and he'll hang on right there. So the Indians have runners at first and at second with only 1 man out here in the 6th inning. Base hit number 6, and the first time the Indians have had more than 1 hit in an inning. Here's John Lowenstein. Ryan has grounded to second. He has slide to left. Gaylord Perry leans down for the rosin bag. He takes that sack and squeezes it, puts it away. Gaylord Perry can go through a rosin sack in a game. He's about a 9-pound sack of rosin. He really works it. 2 men on for the Indians, and the pitch. Steiner takes it outside, ball 1. The Indians had 2 men on in the 2nd inning. That time, however, with 2 men out. Gaylord checks on the runners. Way outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Paul Dade, the on-deck batter. Paul with that lead donut up on the barrel of the bat, taking some swings in the on-deck position. They've had no activity as yet in the Texas bullpen. Rangers leading 7-0. Gaylord checks sign, changes 1. Fastball is over but low, 3-0. And Gaylord very unhappy with that last call. He is staring at umpire Getz, and now some stirring in the bullpen in right field, but no action as yet. 3 balls, no strikes. John Lowenstein. Gaylord Perry. Ready, and he throws. Up too high, ball 4, and the Indians have loaded him up, and Gaylord staring in, and here comes Frank Lucchese. He's just running out for a talk, and while we have the opportunity, we'll play you the tape. And if you're just tuning in, earlier in the game, there was a little argument behind the third base dugout where the president of the Texas Rangers was sitting, Brad Corbett. And I guess a little shouting and shoving match, and they came down and broke the thing up, but we have a little recording of Brad Corbett, and let's hear him now.
The man was just totally aggravating everybody and cursing very badly. And I know that's not typical of Cleveland because I lived in Cleveland 2 years and I love the people. My son was born here. And I asked him, I said, please, there's some ladies with us and there's some children next there. And he just kept on and on and on. I went over to him to talk to him. I said, if you don't keep quiet, I'll have to call a policeman. And then he jabbed a finger in my eye and I proceeded to hit him a couple of times, and that was it.
John Grubb is going to bat for Paul Dade. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th inning. John's first at bat since May the 20th. Pitch by Gaylord. Check swing at foul back. Johnny Grubb batting at .352. He has 2 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Indians mounting an attack here in the 6th inning. Bases full. And the comment you heard by Brad Corbett. Delighted to hear Mr. Corbett say that the thing went on tonight is not typical of what he feels about the city of Cleveland.
Grubb has been to bat 1 time as a pinch hitter and walked.
Well, a walk now would get a run.
With the bases loaded this year, 2 for 3 with 7 RBIs, including a grand slammer.
And the pitch, way outside. 1 ball and a strike. The Indians have Bochte at third, Thornton at second, Lowenstein at first, 1 out, 6th inning. Indians trail 7-0, but a couple of hits here would really put a dent in that. 1-1 pitch. Outside again, 2-0 in the bullpen. They have Paul Lindblad, the left-hander, up and working. They change baseballs. Gaylord rubbing up the new ball. On deck, Fred Kendall. Kendall came on to catch last inning. Gaylord working out of the set position. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Inside part of the plate, just above the belt. Two balls, two strikes. Bases full of Indians. Gaylord has the sign. He winds it up. Here it comes. Foul ball coming back. Count stays 2-2. Johnny Grubb pinch hitting for Paul Dade. Indians with an opportunity to cut the Ranger lead. With a man out, Bochte single, Thornton single, Lowenstein walked, and that's how we stand. Bases loaded. Gaylord is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball down around the knees. Gaylord Perry with his 5th strikeout. And now it's going to be up to Fred Kendall. Kendall will be up for his first at-bat. He's hitting .244 with 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Kendall took over the catching duties earlier this inning.
Kendall with the bases loaded this year, 0 for 3. Lionel Blanks
He's come out on deck, and Kendall can keep things going. He'll be batting for Duffy. Schumann down. Bases full of Indians. Wind up. Kendall waits, and the pitch down too low, ball 1. Left-hander Lindblad still throwing in the bullpen for Texas. Gaylord Perry winds it up. Swing and a miss. Gaylord reaching back for a little bit extra. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendall backing out of the box now, gets back in. Freddie solidly put together. Has a square stance. 6'1", 185 pounds. 1-1 pitch. Fastball. He popped it over the outside corner, strike, and Gaylord Perry getting that little extra. Ball 1, strike 2. Three Indians on the bases, ready to move. Wind up and the pitch. Foul back. Comes upstairs to our right. And bounces back downstairs. Gaylord Perry getting a little ball, rubbing it up. Gaylord gets men on. He loves to keep that hitter in the batter's box waiting. He stands out on the mound, looks at center field, kicks his feet on the pitching rubber as if he was out for Sunday stroll. Ball 1, strike 2. Missing outside with a fastball, 2-2. Close pitch. Now, Fred Kendall steps back in. Gaylord pulls on his cap. Rubs his fingers across his brow, looks in for the sign. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball. Gaylord Perry rises to the occasion. With the bases loaded, he strikes out Grubb and Kendall. And that is all for the Indians. 6 strikeouts now for Perry. He's had 5 in the last 2 innings. For the Tribe in the 6th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 3. And at the end of 6, the score, the Rangers 7, the Indians nothing.
And leading off in the 7th inning, May with a fly ball, a 3-run blast, and a bouncer to second. Wind up and the pitch, and May takes a curveball low, ball 1. Seven to nothing. And the pitch to May. Curveball hand outside from Fitzmaurice, and the count goes to 2-0. Willie Horton is on deck. John
Grubb stays in the ballgame. He's now playing in right field. Wind up and the pitch. Inside, gets by Kendall, back to the screen. And it's 3-0. We've got Bochte at first, Kuiper at second, Duffy at short, Bell at third, Lowenstein in left, Norris in center, Grubb in right, Kendall catching, and right-hander Al Fitzmaurice on the mound. Wind up on the pitch. Curveball for a strike, and the count is 3-1. 3-1 count now on the left-hand batting Dave May. Garland started. Hood came on in the 3rd. Fitzmaurice came on in the 6th. He's given up 2 base hits. Wind up on the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. The count is full at 3-2. Tom Busky working in the Indians bullpen. Tomorrow night, Libby against Marshall, 7:30 at the stadium.
Wind up on the next pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. May walks to start the 7th inning of play. That is the first walk given up by Fitzmaurice, and a total of 3 by Indian pitching. Willie Horton has bounced to short, single to right, double to left, driving in a run. 2 for 3 on the night. 2 for 7 in the series. American League now, Boston at least 2-1 in the 8th, and maybe more by now because the Sox have changed pitchers 3 times in the 8th inning. Baltimore 4-3 in the 7th inning. The Yankees in Kansas City are now 2-2 in the 6th. The Tigers 5-0 over Toronto in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Horton, a very high pop-up out over second base. Duffy, the shortstop, walking toward the bag and makes the catch for the out. So Horton pops to shortstop, 1 out, 1 on, 7th inning, and Toby Harrah the batter. Harrah doubled into the right field corner and rode home on Tom Grieve's homer in the 2nd inning. Safe for the fielder's choice in the 3rd inning and scored on a hit by Hargrove, and then in the 5th inning was intentionally walked. The stretch by Fitzmaurice, and the pitch. There's a very high pop-up again. Shortstop Duffy, back on the grass, comes back into the dirt near second, makes the catch, 2 outs. Hargrove has bounced to first, blooped a hit into left center that dropped and a run scored on it, and then he wrapped into a double play in the 5th. So Hargrove 1 for 3 on the night and 2 for 7 in the series. Texas 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Cleveland no runs, 6 hits, no errors. Joe Rudy stocking home runs like they're going out of style. Had 2 more in the game at Minnesota after hitting 2 against Cleveland Sunday. And the Angels are starting to pile up some runs. Check that score for you as soon as we get an update on that 4th inning. Fitzmaurice the stretch. And the pitch, and Hargrove takes low, ball 1. Atlanta increases its lead on the Mets 6-3 in the 7th. Fitzmaurice looking in for the side. Here's the stretch, and here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. The boomer just did it again. George Scott, a 3-run blast in the 8th inning at Boston. And the Red Sox have broken that game open. That is his 2nd home run of the ball game. And they're still 2-2 in New York, Kansas City, and the Yankees in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Hargrove, a broken bat bouncer up the middle. Grabbed by Kuiper, flipped to Duffy, got him. Good play. First play at second base, Kuiper going behind the bag to pick up that roller and throw out the man coming down. so the fielder's choice retires the side. And in the top half of the 7th inning for the Texas Rangers, it's no runs, no hits, a walk, and a man left. We're going to the home half of the 7th inning, and you Indian fans know what that means. Up on your feet for the 7th inning stretch. The score at the stadium, Texas 7, Cleveland nothing. Home half of the 7th inning, the home run payoff inning. A tribe homer here, it's worth $1,000. A grand slam is worth $5,000. All contestants pick up 2 tickets to an Indians game if they don't win the big money.
And Arthur Gerfen of Cleveland, Ohio, will be the first contestant, and Frank Duffy will be the first batter in our home run payoff inning. Frank has popped to first and struck out swinging. Duffy has a home run in our home run payoff inning this season. That one out in Seattle was worth $1,000.
Waiting through big trouble through a good portion of this ball game, but each time he gets in it, he gets out. Brad Corbett is now leaving the area behind third base, gets some rousing response from the fans. Foul ball back off the bat of Duffy, strike 1. Home run payoff inning homers this year have been banged by Bell, Carty, Duffy, Thornton, and 2 by Rick Manning. And Arthur Gerfen hopes that Duffy becomes the second inning to get 2 this year. Arthur Gerfen of Cleveland, Ohio. Here's the windup and the pitch. Duffy lays off a pitch that's low, and the count is 1-1. 7-0. The Rangers lead in the 7th. California now 9-5 over the Twins in the 4th. Rudy's hit a pair of home runs. 1-1 pitch to Duffy. Strike at the letters, and the count is 1-2. Lindblad had been throwing for the Texas Rangers earlier, but all is quiet out on the Ranger bullpen, and Tom Buske continues to work for the Indians. 1-2 count on Frank Duffy. Duane Kuiper's on deck. Gaylord Perry cranks up that 1-2 pitch, and a fastball, strike 3 call. Now Duffy strikes out on a called third strike. That is the 7th strikeout for Gaylord Perry, and Arthur Gerfen of Cleveland, Ohio picks up 2 tickets to an Indians game. And our next batter is Duane Kuiper. Our next contestant of the home run payoff inning is John Cook of Painesville, Ohio. Incidentally, if you'd like to know how to get in on the home run payoff inning, do not send cards or letters to Herb and to me, because there's not a thing we can do for you. Just listen to your local station throughout the broadcast day. The contest rules are broadcast periodically on all of the Indian Network stations, and do as they say. Kuiper hits the ball back to the shortstop, Campaneris, and on the first pitch, the throw-over gets him. 2 outs in the 7th inning of play, and John Cook of Painesville gets 2 tickets to an Indians game. And coming to bat now is Buddy Bell. Bell batting for Henry A. McCarty of Cleveland, Ohio. Henry A. McCarty of Cleveland, our next home run payoff inning contestant. Bell has had a home run in our home run payoff inning this year. Well, I keep waiting for that grand slammer for 5,000.
Well, we got the boss in here tonight. That ever happens, he'll die right on the spot. Joe Restrepo would turn instantly gray.
I just make believe it's coming right out of his wallet. Here comes the windup and the pitch to Buddy Bell. Fastball, strike 1.
Knowing him, he'd figure some way to get it from us.
He traded out. Strike 1 count. Gaylord Perry looks into Sundberg for the sign. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Windup and the pitch to Buddy. Bell hits a line drive. Stabbed by Harrah on a fantastic grab.
Oh, boy.
Line drive down the third baseline, and Toby Harrah went diving to the chalk and stabbed it in the air. And the inning is over, and Henry A. McCarty gets 2 tickets to an Indians game. And that does it for our home run payoff inning on this Tuesday evening. And let's see. Tomorrow, our home run inning will be inning number 5. Tomorrow night, inning number 5 in our home run payoff inning. At the end of 7, the score, the Texas Rangers 7, the Cleveland Indians nothing.
Tom Buske is coming on to work for the Indians here in inning number 8. First, we'll tell you about Al Fitzmaurice. He pitched 2 good innings. Pitched 2 innings, no runs, gave up a couple hits, a walk, and did not strike anybody out. And now it'll be Tom Buske making the scene. Tom making his 14th appearance, no wins or losses in 21 2/3 innings. He has walked 6, struck out 9, and his earned run average of 5.40. The right-hander from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, has really been under the weather. He had some abscess teeth removed and virus and an infection set in, and he lost some weight, and he has really been battling, but last couple of days has been feeling much better.
Pabuski will face the bottom three in the Texas order: Grieve, Campaneris, and Sundberg. 7-0 Texas. We're in the 8th. Wind up on the pitch, and Grieve pops it up. Third baseman Buddy Bell coming toward the bag in the foul line and makes the catch. 1 out. Campaneris has bounced to first, struck out swinging, and bounced to third. An 0 for 3 evening. They're in the 8th now at Cincinnati, and the Reds lead Philadelphia 3-2. Wind up in the first pitch to Campaneris is low, ball 1. Houston has opened up a 5-0 lead over Montreal at the end of 4 innings of play. Tom Buske, the 4th Indian pitcher of the night. Garland, Hood, Fitzmaurice, and now Buske. Here's the pitch to Campy, a foul ball back. And the count is 1-1. Speaking of Campy Russell of the Cleveland Cavaliers is here at the ball game tonight, rooting for the Tribe. Just as there are a lot of good basketball fans on the Indians team, there are some real heavy baseball fans on the Cavaliers club, and I think Campy would rate right to the top of the list. 1-1 pitch. Low. Count is 2-1. Bingo Smith is another good
fan, and he used to come around quite a bit. I haven't seen him this year at all. Bingo Smith is a good fan, and he used to come around quite a bit. I haven't seen him this year at all.
He was down here in a celebrity softball game a couple of years ago. Seggy watched him and wanted to go down and sign him up. He socked some balls, made some good plays in the field. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Campaneris. Wraps it on the ground up the middle by Duffy into center field to hit. Campaneris grounds a single. I'll tell you another performer in that celebrity softball game a couple of years ago that had Phil Seggy talking, and that was from the Cleveland Nets, Laura DuPont, who gave evidence that she knew what the heck the bat and the ball were for. She was slugging them all over the park. Sundberg tonight, 2 for 3. He rode home on a Dave May homer after a single in the 3rd, bounced to the pitcher in the 4th, and then singled again to left field in the 6th inning of play. Stretch by Buske. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Just a bit of a tip, but into the mid of Kendall, and it is strike 1. In the bullpen, Steve Hargan is pitching for the Texas Rangers. Now the stretch by Buske. And the pitch. There's a chop toward short. Duffy, 2 steps to his right, gets it. Fires over to Kuiper. Back to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice gets Campaneris at second base. 6-4 on the putout there. Sundberg with the fielder's choice and 2 down in the top of the order. Up Wills. Wills will go back to the left side against Buske. He had been batting righty against Hood earlier. Well, the Red Sox improved their position. They have defeated the White Sox at Boston 7-1. They had 5 runs in that 8th inning, including George Scott's 3-run blast. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Wills. Low, ball 1. We are in the 8th, 7-0. The Texas Rangers leading. Stretch and pitch, and Wills pops one way up in the air. Duffy waiting for it to come down, and makes the catch to retire the side. So in the 8th inning of play, no runs and a hit, and the man left. We're going to the last of the 8th inning. Same story, Texas 7 and Cleveland nothing. Home half of the 8th inning, Norris, Bochte, and Thornton against Gaylord Perry. Well, Gaylord has had to battle along here tonight. He's had only 2 easy innings. He retired the side of the 4th and did it again on the 7th, although Buddy Bell was robbed of a hit in the 7th inning by Toby Harrah. But in other innings, the Indians have been putting people on, and Gaylord keeps striking out the clutch hitters when it really counts.
Well, it's nice to be working with that 7-run lead also.
You betcha. Here's Jim Norris stepping in for the Tribe. Attendance here tonight, 9,248. 9248. Gaylord Perry gazing down at the baseball. Now he looks into Norris. Got Hargan throwing again in the bullpen. Here's the windup and the pitch, and Norris takes outside, ball one. Well, Milt May hit a home run for Detroit, and they lead Toronto now 6-0 in the 7th inning of play. Wind up by Gaylord, and the pitch. High and outside, ball two. Look for the sign, the wind, and the big right-hander comes to the plate into Norris with a pitch that's low, and it's 3-0.
Gaylord's made a few pitches tonight.
Speaking of home runs in Detroit, Ron Fairley just hit one for Toronto in the 7th inning with nobody on. That'll make it 6-1. Tigers batting in the last of the 7th. Pitch to Norris. Outside, ball four, and Jim Norris walks on 4 pitches to start the 8th inning of play. Third walk given up by Gaylord, and it'll bring on Bochte. Bruce has popped to left, foul to the catcher, and single to left field. He started a potential rally in the 6th. With one out, a single by Bochte, a single by Thornton. Lowenstein walked. Then Grubb and Kendall struck out. Even more impressive in the 5th inning, after a leadoff double by Fosse, Duffy, Kuiper, and Bell all fanned. Well, Bochte looks out to Gaylord. Gaylord from the stretch. And the pitch, and Bochte takes a strike. Strike one. Same two teams tomorrow night, 7:30. Bibby for the Tribe. Mike Marshall for the Texas Rangers. The pitch to Bochte, squares to bunt, a strike, throw to first base. And skidding back to the bag at first is Jim Norris. 2 strikes on the batter, Bochte. Nothing, Texas. We're in the last half of the 8th inning. Phillies batting in the 9th at Cincinnati. Reds lead there 3-2 behind Norman. Pitch and a drive foul on the left side. That's a souvenir. And the count is still strike 2. Indians play an exhibition game over in Toledo on Thursday night, and they come home for a big weekend series with the Detroit Tigers. Tigers win tonight, and should the Tribe lose, they would be tied for 5th place each. Now, let's see. Now the Tigers would move up on them on percentage points. So the Indians trying to avoid 6th place. Here's the pitch, and Bochte hits a high drive to left center field. Beniquez pulled over that way, comes farther, and makes the catch. 1 out. Springs on Thornton. He's bounced to third, struck out swinging, and single to center field. This is Thornton's first starting assignment for the Indians since May the 11th. Gaylord Perry gets the baseball from Campaneris, the shortstop. It's all over down in Cincinnati, and the Big Red Machine continues to rumble. In an hour and 50 minutes, before better than 30,000 folks, they beat Philadelphia 3-2.
It's creeping up on the Dodgers.
6.5 back right at the moment.
They've knocked off a few of those games.
Stretch and pitch. There's a long high blast to left field in the corner. Fair or foul, it is a home run. Andre Thornton just put a towering blast into the seats and left, and it cuts the count to 7-2. Thornton's 4th home run of the year.
Well, that ball went way up in the air.
Oh, what a smash that one was. And Gaylord is leaving. Well, Gaylord Perry Goes 7 1/3 innings. It's a fine round of applause from many of the fans who remember him fondly here in Cleveland. He gives up 7 base hits. That home run that he served up was the 9th that he has given this year. 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 7, and he walked 3. I'll tell you about the new Texas pitcher right after we take this timeout.
You could win $5,000, $1,000, or tickets to a Cleveland Indians baseball game. As 3WJ, Central Ohio sports leader, invites you to participate in the home run payoff game. Here's how the game works. At the beginning of each Indians game, Indians announcers Joe Tate and Herb Score will announce which inning has been designated as home run payoff inning. Each time an Indian comes to bat that inning, the name of one randomly drawn contestant will be announced. If your name is announced and the batter hits a home run, you'll win $1,000. If he hits a grand slam homer, you'll win $5,000. If your name is announced and no home run is hit, you'll still receive 2 reserve seat tickets to a future Indians game. And even if your name isn't drawn during the payoff inning, you can still win 2 box seat tickets to an Indians game from 3WJ, as we'll give away a pair of box seat tickets at noon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the remainder of the season. All you have to do is enter, send your name, address, and phone number to Home Run Payoff, 3WJ, P.O. Box 373, Johnstown, Ohio, 43031.
This is your total sports station in Central Ohio, WWWJ, Johnstown.
Lindblad comes on, the left-hander is making his 17th appearance of the year. He's won 2 and he's lost 3. He's also picked up a couple of saves. His earned run average is 3.03, 38 2/3 innings of work. The left hand has allowed 35 hits. He has walked 9 and struck out a total of 19. So Paul Lindblad, the veteran of many major league seasons, 6'1", about 195 pounds, will come on here and face the Indians. And Greg Pruitt, or Ronnie Pruitt, I should say, will be batting in place of John Lowenstein.
Greg Pruitt? Greg Pruitt takes the handoff, moves up to the 35-yard line.
Well, we'll have Ron Pruitt in.
All right, why not? Pruitt batting for Steiner. Ronnie hitting at 273. That's 3 for 11 on the year. 2 runs batted in. First pitch to him is a strike of the knee, strike 1. Lindblad made 1 relief appearance against the Indians in that series down in Texas, won an inning in the 3rd, and had no marks against him. Wind up and the pitch, and Pruitt takes a breaking ball inside. The count evens at 1-1. Pruitt last night was 1 for 3, filling in after Manning's back went bad on him. And he socks one, fouled on the 3rd baseline. Again, a near miss at the bag. The count is 1-2. Pruitt, as a pinch hitter for the Indians this year, is 0 for 2. Pitch, and Pruitt takes low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Left-hander Lindblad against right-hander Pruitt, and a little high and outside, a full count of 3-2. Well, what the heck? The party's just getting a glow on here in the 8th inning. 7-2. Wind up with a pitch, hit hard, but to the shortstop Campaneris. The grab, the throw, 2 outs. This will bring on John Grubb. Grubb came to bat with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. The pinch hitter and struck out. Cost him 5 points on his batting average. He's now at 347. Mets battle back down in Atlanta. 6-5 Atlanta in the 8th. Boy, they're having a wild one in Minnesota tonight. Here's the pitch to Grubb. Curveball, high, ball 1. At the end of 4 innings of play, California 9, Minnesota 8. Rudy has hit 2 home runs in that game.
How many innings? 4?
And a 4. Here's the pitch to Grubb. Low and outside, ball 2.
That's the 2nd straight game then that he has hit 2 home runs in, because he hit 2 the other day against Cleveland, and they were off yesterday, weren't they?
That is right. Well, the look in, And the 2-0 pitch to John Grubb. He socks it foul down into the Texas bullpen area. The count is 2-1. We're in the home half of the 8th inning. The Texas Rangers lead 7-2. Indians have just made it to the scoreboard on a towering drive into the left field seats by Andre Thornton. Not a chance to play since Hector was a pup tonight. There's a bouncing ball to the coach's box at first off the sidewall. 2-2 count. Well, the left-hander gets the new ball and gets ready. Wind up, 2-2 pitch. Grubb looks at a curveball low. Full count of 3-2. Freddie Norman did something unusual tonight at Cincinnati. Pitched a complete game.
Well, they don't get many of those.
Now the wind up, payoff pitch to Grubb. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Well, the inning is over. It's 2 runs on 1 hit and nobody left. The end of 8 innings. The score, Texas 7, Cleveland 2. Bochte at first, Kuiper at second, Duffy at short, Bell at third. Ron Pruitt is now in left field. Norris in center, Grubb in right, Kendall catching, and Tom Buske on the mound. Beniquez tonight has bounced to short, lined to short, walked and scored, and fly to center field. It is a 7-2 ball game. Wind up on the first pitch. He pops a bunt behind home plate, back to the left of the screen. Strike 1. We're in the 9th. 7-2. Wind up on the pitch and a high drive down the right field line. Bochte back. Here comes Grubb on the dead run. Can't get it. It's into the bullpen area beyond the chalk stripe. Had he even caught up with the ball, it would have been out of play because it was to the right side of the chalk stripe down on the right field corner. So the count is strike 2. We have now been told that Brad Corbett, the gentleman that he met in the stands briefly and violently, have shaken hands. No charges will be pressed, and they depart friendly. There's a shot to third on 1 hop. Grabbed by Bell, throw across to get Beniquez, and there's 1 out of the 9th.
And there goes Beniquez' 16-game hitting streak.
May has flied to center field, slammed a home run with 2 men on, bounced to second, and walked. 1 for 3 on the night. He just threw some sort of a big firecracker out on the right field. A cloud of smoke out there, an empty pasture, fortunately. Here's the windup and the pitch to the left-hand batter. He slices one into right field, a base hit on a high bounce to Grubb. Oh, May has his second hit of the night. That is the second hit off Buske on a total of 12 hits by the Texas Rangers. Rangers are operating without 2 of their siege guns, Claudell Washington and Ken Henderson, and so obviously the bat work of Dave May has been a very welcome addition to their attack. Here's Willie Horton. Stretched by Buske. Pitch to Willie, and he takes one low. Ball 1. The stretch. Runner leads at first. The pitch, and Horton chops a foul back behind home plate to Sam Beach. And the count is 1-1. Ball game's had a little bit of everything. Toby Harrah down on one knee next to the batter's square on the left. He's due next. We're in the top of the 9th. 7-2, Texas leads. The stretch. 1-1 pitch. Chops the ball, third base side by Connie Ryan, the coach, over to the tarp, and the count is 1-2. play here tomorrow night, 7:30, and it will be a meeting of Jim Bibby, a former Texas Ranger, and Mike Marshall, formerly of the National League. Pitch to Horton. Oh, he went for a curveball and missed it. Strike 3. And walks away from home plate, just shaking his head. That is the second strikeout by Cleveland pitching tonight. With 2 out, here's Toby Harrah. He has doubled into the right field corner. He has been safe on a fielder's choice, walked intentionally, and popped to the shortstop. 1 for 3 on the night. Stretch by Buske. And the pitch. Harrah takes low, ball 1. Buske has obviously lost over 10 pounds.
Yes, he has.
Of course, it's a tough way to lose it when you're sick like that, especially the way he was with the pulled teeth and the infection and couldn't eat, couldn't swallow. The pitch, there's a drive off the glove of Bochte behind the bag. He recovers, going to flip to Buske in time. Good recovery by Bochte and good coverage by Buske. So in the top of the 9th, it's no runs and a hit and a man left. We're going to the last of the 9th. Nitty-gritty time at the stadium. Texas 7, Indians 2.
In the last of the 9th inning, Kendall, Duffy, and Kuiper against Paul Lindblad in relief of Gaylord Perry. Kendall came on to catch, replacing Fosse back in the 6th inning. He's been to bat 1 time and struck out. Lindblad looks him over. And here's the windup on the first pitch of the last of the 9th inning. And Kendall checked his swing in time. Pitch inside, ball 1. Looks in, lines it up, and delivers. Kendall wraps the ball toward short, grabbed by Campaneris, fires it to first in time. 1 out in the 9th. Frank Duffy has popped to first and struck out twice. He was one of 3 straight strikeouts recorded by Gaylord Perry after a leadoff double by Fosse back in the 5th inning of play. Up in the first pitch, and Duffy hits one in the hole by Campaneris into left field to hit. And Frank Duffy singles in the 9th inning. That is the first hit off Lindblad, and a total of 8 by Indian batters tonight. Top of the order, Duane Kuiper. He's bounced to second, single to left, struck out, and bounced to the shortstop. With a runner at first base, 1 out, 9th inning, 7-2, Texas leading. The pitch, hit on the ground. The shortstop Wills over to shortstop 1, back to first, double play, and this game is over. No runs are hit, nobody left. Final score: the Rangers 7, the Indians 2. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout.